All aboard the moon train! I'm telling you to go all in. I've been saying it for a long time now, but nobody listened. I mean, maybe a few did, but this isn't financial advice. At the end of the day, everything's just mooning as we speak, guys. How is Ethereum at 4.7k? What is this? How? Right? This is just getting crazy, because we're at the point of the cycle where things are gonna get crazy and crazier throughout time. White House officials said Bitcoin and crypto is going to 20 trillion. It's coming, right? The total crypto market cap, where is it? Right here. Has just hit a new all-time high, guys. Okay, has just hit a new all-time high. Look at that. This is crazy, and it's gonna keep hitting new all-time highs. Okay, so 20 trillion. Bitcoin is heading to a mil, Ethereum 50 to 100k, and then XRP $100. Then the White House, or let's just say the Fed, United States, has confirmed moon officially, right? Watch this, guys. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless because I just woke up to this. For the September FOMC meeting, where the Fed has to decide on whether to cut rates or keep them steady, even maybe perhaps hike, guess what the market believes? 99.9% believes the Fed will now cut. There is a 0.1% chance the Fed will not cut. You do realize that as soon as this hits over 85%, the Fed follows whatever is stated here by the market, right? So the market believes 100% now, or 99.9%, that the Fed will cut rates in the month of September. It's basically what? The Fed is likely locked in for a rate cut in September. You do realize, right? Okay, so yeah, they're going to cut rates. You do realize that the real black swan will be if the Fed does not cut in September, right? But something doesn't add up. Something seems very odd here, because the Fed has a target of 2% for inflation. So I don't get it, right? I don't get it. Maybe inflation will come down throughout time. Well, that's what they believe. But so they're trying to front run it, perhaps, huh? Yeah, the real black swan will be if they don't cut in September now. So they have to, right? They're basically forced. The market is basically forcing Jerome Powell's hand to cut rates. And now we got institutions. And by the way, now that we know that the markets, or that the Fed will cut rates, guess what's going to happen to the markets? We're going to soar like never before by September 17th. We have 35 days for the markets to just do this, guys, right? Literally just go all in. I'm not even kidding. Just go all in, because the markets are forward looking. They're going to pump this thing until 35 days from today. Okay? Just go all in. And how high will we go? I don't know, right? Until we see that first rate cut, we're going to keep pumping, basically. Unless we don't. We'll see what happens. But $12 trillion BlackRock calls for the Fed to lower interest rates in September following today's CPI inflation report. Now we got BlackRock forcing Jerome Powell's hand as well, the Fed, right? Who's more powerful, BlackRock or the Fed? Treasury Secretary Besson says we should be 150, 175 basis points lower on the Fed's rate now, right? All of them are calling not only for small cuts either, not only for 25 basis point rate cuts. They're calling for 150, 175 large cuts, not small like ants, right? Not small cats. Not, what am I even saying? Not small cuts for ants, guys, or peanuts, but President Trump says interest rates should be at 1%. He's calling for it as the lowest possible rate, guys, right? The reason why is because the markets love this, right? The markets love this because, when the rates are low, people are going to be borrowing so much money to keep pumping the markets higher and higher and higher we go until what appears, even though inflation isn't at 2%. Stock market is soaring right now. Right, it's creating new all-time highs. This is literally what you call a joke. Guess what? Today, moon has officially been declared. Why? Not only do we have a guaranteed rate cut in the month of September, unless it's a black swan event and they don't cut, but tonight, 6 hours from when I'm recording this video, the 5-day officially, finally. Let us look to the heavens and sing, guys, because it finally closes. How is this even real? Right? In 6 hours from now, the 5-day on the USDT.dominance chart finally closes. Do you guys understand how powerful this is? Right? This has never happened before in its entirety of this chart. This thing just died, guys, which is why cryptos are pumping. I told you guys, right? When we close below this moving average, that's held it as support for 246 days. Moon has been declared, and it has. Okay, so obviously this thing is not gonna close above, right? Obviously it's not. It's in 6 hours from now, guys. So now this means that tonight when we see that new candle opening, it's gonna be under this moving average, and then from here on it's gonna hold this moving average as resistance. Okay, it's gonna hold it as resistance, guys, and then cryptos will keep flying, right? This thing is gonna tumble down, because as soon as it holds as resistance, what's gonna happen? The boss will fight it off, right? And then this candle will be scared away and run to the 6-day moving average to hold it as support. But at that point, cryptos have mooned, right? Cryptos have mooned. People aren't realizing what's really going on here. So so where are we at right now? 4.06%. 4.06% takes us to another 10% pump for Bitcoin. Another 10% pump for Bitcoin. Let's go on this chart actually, because we love this chart, right? We have all our lines here, support and resistance lines. Oh, it's breaking out right now. Look at that. Oh, okay, guys, look at this. Okay, so 10%. Okay, so 10% from here takes us to, let's see, 134, 135, maybe even 140 to 150, depending on how much liquidity is flowing from alts to Bitcoin, right? Because maybe people will be tricked when they see Bitcoin rising. Our lines don't lie. Our lines do not lie. Look how damn beautiful this is, guys. It held resistance, right? But I told you it's not going to be as powerful, because the main ones are this, held as support, and this, this resistance up here, by the way, there's 2 lines. You guys realize how powerful, right? I may short Bitcoin here. I don't know. I'll have to see. With a little bit of money, right? Nothing too crazy, guys. But there are 2 lines for this top resistance. You guys see how there are 2 lines here, right? Let me show you guys. There are 2 lines right here. When you see these 2 lines crossing or in parallel to each other, that's very strong, guys, right? Extremely strong. Let's just go back in time to see. Let's see. Right? It tried. Look how many times it held here as support, and it tried, and it couldn't, right? Because the market makers wanted this thing to die, and it did die, so they pushed it down. But look, that was a trigger point. You guys see this? This right here was a trigger point of the craziest move, right? Look at that. So if we could somehow break, let's see, if we could somehow break this region when we do reach there, because we are, obviously, go all in, not financial advice, but for XRP, not these other coins, because XRP is lagging heavily right now. It's going to be a big move. A big move will be triggered too, from here all the way literally to 165K, folks. Do you see how powerful this is, right? Let's just go more back in time to see. Look at that. Look. You guys see held here as resistance. So, yeah, clear as day, guys, that here at around 130 something K will be strong resistance for Bitcoin, right? I hope XRP by then is maybe around $5. I think so. Ethereum is probably going to like 5.5, maybe 6K at this point, right? That's crazy. Wow, I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it, guys. I was actually going to talk about Ethereum in today's video, since I had it all prepared, but I guess I will talk it in the next video later tonight when I pair it with the USDT.dominance chart, because it's going to be a very today has to be a celebration, right? Today you probably want to celebrate, because this chart will make you a lot of money, right? And it's only just begun, by the way. We only just went below this moving average, and it closes just tonight, right? So it's only the beginning. That's what I'm saying. You can still buy right now and still make money, even though we're at either previous all-time highs or new all-time highs, right? How does that even make sense? Because the markets just because the markets just keep because the markets love to just keep rising, right? It just loves to keep pumping. So they're just going to keep going higher and higher and higher until what appears. Remember, the markets will not top out until a black swan appears. A black swan will not appear until I say it appears, okay? And I think it appears right here. I think it appears right there. But it won't take till March. I don't think it will take till March. Probably around November timeframe, October, November, guys, is what I think. So again, which means it's gonna be fast moves, right? It's gonna be fast moves. I'll prepare. Let's see what happens next. This isn't financial advice. Wow, it's getting crazy. Tonight, watch out for tonight, and they're gonna pump markets because, in conclusion, guaranteed rate cuts in the month of September. And there it is. Now, financial advice, go all in. But is that so? See ya.